Hello there, folks. Hello. Welcome along. I hope you've all been well while I've been swanning about with my feet up, just catching tiddlers in the stream. So I hope you're all well there, guys. Hi there, Glenn. Welcome along. Great of you to join me at the new, hopefully improved time of 7 p.m. in the evening in Great Britain. So I hope it's a bit more convenient for most of you out there, guys. I tried to change it around a bit and had a little think. I think they call it, I was trying to be considerate. I did Google the word. I wasn't 100% sure what it meant, but I found out that that's what I was being all along. So I really hope you're doing well out there, guys. I hope you've been painting along. Hi there, Jenny from St Evernage. You'll do anything to get away from the original name from the 1320s was Stevenage, said with gusto and aplomb. Both of those words still don't know what they mean, so I've got to Google those as well. So hi as well, Sarah. Hi there. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you made it back home in one piece. Hope you enjoyed it last week. It was great to meet you and all the other lovely people on the course. It was fantastic in Wales. So I don't know if you've ever been to Wales, which is, let's see, west of Great Britain. It was a fabulous week, nice and sunny every day, absolutely boiling hot every day. I've got a suntan, mainly from sitting around the, well, no, let's not go there. But it really was a fantastic week. All the guys that went got a little bit out of it and a bit of fun as well. So it was great to see you all. Hi there, Greer. Welcome from Wisconsin. Happy to join in. I'm happy that you can join in as well. And Greg from the Texas coast. So you may bump into a lady called Vicky who was with us last week, and she's from Texas as well. What a fabulous lady she was. I think she's been searching for Buddha this week. So we climbed a hill together, and we found, strangely enough, but a beautiful sight, a massive bust of Buddha. It must have been about 5 foot tall, right on the top of the hill. So that's an interesting thing to go over there and journey. Hi there, Marianne. Welcome along. I hope you're doing well, and thanks for your support recently. I really do appreciate that. I'll mention a few things a little bit later about a few changes we may be looking at. But anyway, suffice to say, you're not here for that. You're here for a bit of this. Yeah. So Big Brian's made it back. Big Brian went on the journey as well. So he's had a little bit of suntan. You can see he's changed. Look, he was quite dark before he went, but he's still quite dark. But it's minute. That's all that Big Brian likes to thrive in. Just increments of improvement, nothing massive. So we had a good week, as I say, guys. I hope you've been painting along. I do apologise for last week if you did try and tune in, because we did try and do it from sunny Wales, but internet connections and a few other little issues, we couldn't get round it. So thanks for trying. My apologies if it you'd all prepared for that and it was a bit of a damp squib. But anyway, that's my life. So here we go, guys. Let's have a little look how we're doing. So we've got Peter, the propelling pencil. There he is. Yeah, it just it's a app. There's an app in there, and it's all electronics and everything. It's a new thing. You wouldn't have heard of this, but if you press this end, the lead actually comes out the other end. So it's a great little app there. I think it works on iPad as well as on Macs and Windows as well. So worth looking into. If you can't get one of those, just get an old pencil that we've used for years, because it just works equally as well. Okay, a little bit of information on how to actually paint. Yeah, loose watercolor painting. That's what we do. So if you're new to this, this is what we're trying to get into, or trying to give you the information so you can actually get started with this challenging but extremely rewarding approach to watercolors. So my method of drawing is very simple. Like everything in my life, I like to keep things simple. Complications make you think too much. When you think too much, you think there's too many answers. I like to keep it to one answer, really. So my method of drawing, as I say, is very simple. So if I want to draw a circle, I'll draw one, but I'll put dots down for a start. So what I do, I'll put little dots down, and these give me a little framework to not be too involved in my drawing, which is actually quite an important thing. If your drawing's overcomplicated and too many lines and too many thises and that's and the others, then too much information, too many lines to work to, and that's in this style is too many decisions to make. So simple drawing, simple line work. I've got a little circle there with one in the middle. I've got another one at the top, not quite so big and boisterous, and another one just here as well. So little lines again, dots to start me off. Nothing overly complicated, yeah? We could all do this. People who don't paint can do this actually better than people that can paint. So if you get a relative visit you, just grab them, thrust a paintbrush into their hand and say, you can paint. And they'll say, when you've let them simmer down, say, no, I think you could paint. So you can actually walk them through this method and see how they get on. And I say that initially in jest, but really it would do two things. It may prove my theory that everybody can do this, and also if you have to tell them how to do it and walk through it yourself mentally, then it will help you cement the idea even firmer, because when you repeat the method verbally as well as thinking about it, it actually sticks and goes in a bit more. So there we go. Hi there, Rita. Welcome along. I hope you're well. I do hope you're all well, guys. It has been a while. So let me just backtrack slightly. I do apologize if I've missed people out. So Pat there, welcome along. Hi. Judy from Pittsburgh. And we've got Dazia from Nashville. And Glenda from Phoenix. And Tessa from Canada. You guys, you really are flying the planet for this one. Okay, so I've got my simple drawing down. Very, very simple. I'm going to keep this within a frame. I will move my back pen in a minute, but I'm still having slight thing with, there's no focus on my camera. Somebody stole my focus, but it will go away in a minute. So I'm going to put this in a little bit of a frame, but I want to make this nice and dramatic. Yeah, I want to come back to my little broadcast with a bang, if that's okay. Hi there, Steffi from Germany, and JC. Hi, welcome along, guys. Welcome along. So we're going to start off with the effervescent, the fabulous Big Brian. There he is. So Big Brian, big by nature, Brian by nature as well, or something like that. But he's a good fella, and the great thing about Big Brian, he's got a big tip, carry a lot of water, yeah, and he can also carry a lot of paint, which is an important thing. In this style, we want to get it moving, we want to get it all of the paint on there in the water fairly rapidly. We don't want to be spending time fiddling about with a small brush. So even though it feels a bit uncomfortable, slightly uncontrollable, that's a useful thing. It actually gets away from this drawing you into detail. So I'm going to start with water. I'm going to drop this onto these little circly bits, which we'll see what they are in a few moments. I'm going to go in with a cad orange. Drag that on. Look at that, rich and lustrous. That's a word I use most of the time. Now in England you may have thought that that's died out, but I use the word lustrous 8-9 times a day. So if I'm having a tuna sandwich, I'll say that what a lustrous tuna sandwich. Obviously I don't use them in context and really how they should be used, but I just love the word and I'll use it anytime I can. So it's worth a little tip yourselves, guys. If there's a word you like, use it a lot. Okay. Bonsoir from France there, Suzanne. So in France, in England, you would be Susan, but in France, you're Suzanne. There we go. So now I've got a bit of cad red. Just going to drop this on. when I say drop, I'm scraping it on, using the shape of the brush to get the suggestion of the direction of the object, yeah, which is semicircular and fairly circular, the two extremes, the two brothers. So I'll just tilt my little light there. There we go. Okay, so I've got that on. Now what I'd use now is this stuff. Now I don't know if you've ever seen this before. It may look a bit odd, but quite a few specialist shops stock this. It's actually called Geeson tissue. Geeson tissue. It's a well, I would have said it's an Oriental type of paper. Geeson tissue. But if you slow that down, you know, when you watch this back, slow that part of the film back. Geeson tissue. It's actually, I'll slow it down myself, so it's kitchen tissue, kitchen tissue. There we go. So I've just slowed it down. I'll speed it back up to normal speed. But kitchen tissue, also known, because of the action that I've just applied, which I'll show it on screen at that, it's actually called TT, yeah? And that's actually dun tissue, or torn tissue. Yep. So there we go, guys, torn tissue. It's got a raggedy end, which is quite useful, and I want to pick off a little bit of excess stuff. Drop that in, and this will pick off because I've got liquid paint on and also water, so I've got quite a wet mix on these items. Yeah, so there it is. Look how much. Capillary action, fabulous stuff. Hi there, we've got a lady called Yvonne Hill. And she lives in this wonderful place. It's a bit like Narnia and California all thrown into one, called Whittick. Now, I've never heard of this fabled place of Whittick, Yvonne. Pray tell more. I understand it's a fabulous place. In fact, everyone, Yvonne was with me last week, and Whittick is about maybe 15 miles where I'm sitting at the moment. So it's a beautiful place. If you ever come to the UK, make a beeline for Whittick. You'll love it. And Yvonne always got a cup of tea on the go. So, hi there, Janet. Welcome along. Hard time connect. Oh, the main thing is you're here, Janet. That's all that matters. All that matters, guys. And Katie from LA area, well done. Area. That's quite an expanse, I would imagine, there, Katie. So, anyway, I keep getting distracted by my brain. All of this is on. Guess who's come back from Wales? She was going to stop because she met a guy over there, and I thought, I mean, Big Brian, he was huffy quite a bit of the week, but luckily they got on pretty well, but they didn't get together fully. So Miss Rigger is back in the building. There she is. Look at her, suave, sophisticated, effervescent, floating about. Look at the movement. Look at that movement. If you could follow that movement to Miss Rigger, you too will be flying in this style. So Miss Rigger's back, and escapades in Wales are a dim and distant memory, especially when it concerns Brian. So there we go. What I've got, Cad Red, just going to drag a little bit of this around the shape of the object. Yeah. Now I'm going to make a little cup shape in these shapes of objects. And these shapes of objects. This is very loose, quick, spontaneous movement. I've not planned this overly. I'm sure people who know me can verify. I usually very, very diligent and spend hours planning everything and going over it umpteen times, writing it out, getting it all together. But this time I'm just quite prepared to wing it. So got all that going on. Now I've got somebody else in the building. They're all back, guys. They're all back in the building. Dangerous Dave. There he is. Look at the hairdo. Look at the style. Yeah. A man of eloquent taste and elegant dress sense. But Dangerous Dave, the dagger brush, is a fabulous little brush to get to grips. Really helps you with this style as well, guys. So on the end of Dangerous Dave there, I'm just going to throw a little bit of this stuff in, which is Windsor Violet. Just plonking that down. Then we're going back for Big Brian. A little bit of water. Yes, Amy, I'm back. Thank you for the message. I did return all in one piece, and I'm ready to rumble and meet you guys again. So we've got there just water on Big Brian, water down in the area that I want to work with, which is generally on the paper, but the area I want to work with at the moment is going to be some leaves. I've got a little bit of cerulean blue, yeah. Just flicking this on very quickly. Don't deliberate, just do, yeah. As soon as you get the idea, just throw the stuff on. And really you're placing it on the paper, obviously, but you can manipulate it all the way through the process. Sap green. Throwing it on, moving it about, shaking it all over. Yeah, ha ha ha. There we go. Let's have this. Let's have it just moving out of it. You see what I mean? That's all floating pigment. I can move it and shape it all the time. Really, it gives me a good 15 minutes to be able to do that. Hi there, Sandy from Chicago as well, Guy. It's the Dangerous Dave point. Absolutely, it's a classic move, Marianne. One of the things that people really will latch onto and follow, I think. TT again, a little bit of torn tissue, placing this down. Torn tissue because it doesn't leave a telltale mark, and also tissue because it's the best way of lifting off oodles of paint or liquid paint, and that's the thing, because that just hangs about and does its own thing. Nice little snake mark going on there while I wasn't looking. We need a Tom Jones song, seeing as you've been to Wales. Jennifer Falls. I don't know. The things you ask of a man. Thank you. A quick slurp of tea. And guess what I've got, guys, as well? Guess what I've got? Yeah, a cup. Absolutely. I heard you say it's a cup, but I've got a new cup, a new Wales cup. There we go. I'll tilt it. I'll see how far we go. It's not going to spill. It's going to spill. It's going to spill. No, it's not. It's not. But it's got a little bit of a message on there, which is absolutely fabulous. I'll read it out to you if I may indulge myself. And it says, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. And that was given to me as a little gift while I was away. And it's a fabulous little gift. So there's my little cup, which I'm going to use. And I've used all day. And I'm going to keep using because it's a nice little reminder. Little slurp, guys. I hope you're slurping away as well as painting. So we've got all this on. So now what I'm going to do is get a little bit of cerulean blue. What I'm going to do is cross this over. This is just water. So initially, dragging the water over, it's going to pick up the pigment around it. So that anything goes, really. We'll just jump into the pigment I've placed on. Cerulean blue, and look at that, the patchwork just appears from nowhere. Got that on, then I'm going to put in some Windsor Violet, or Windsor Violets, and these are Windsor and Newton colours. Trying to think where the light's coming from. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to make this quite dramatic. Now, I'm a sensible guy, but sometimes I'll let my hair down. Both of them. So I'm going to throw that on. Floating about, doing its own thing. And now we're going to use the ladyship Miss Rigger again. We're going for dark green, which is Cerulean green. Yeah. All over Miss Rigger. She's draping herself and drenching herself in Cerulean green. You can't beat a nice cup of tea. Absolutely, Amy. Drop this on. Flicking, yeah, flicking motion, quite important. Through the melee, the maelstrom of movement within the said receptacle. Even though this is soaking wet and bleeding off, it's a useful thing. Just do it anyway. Don't try and measure or work out exactly which bits are wet and at which particular bite point, as it were. Just throw the stuff in. This rigger there, flicking the little lines out. Ooh, a leaf. Where did that come from? Ooh, a leaf. Where did that come from? My word, curveball. So I hope you've been painting away in your loose styles, guys. I've seen some fabulous work on the Facebook pages there. You should be justifiably proud of yourselves. And it's very useful working together, as in your friends will give you encouragement. Encouragement's the best place to go. Don't look for negativity, as it was, because it's what use is that? It's not going to help you. But positivity will. So it's a great little way to go, and you've got some fabulous friends on here who really are supportive and help you out. Now I've got Perulian Violet. Just dragging this across. This is reshaping the bottom of this vase, vase, or vase, or as Kay would say, a vase, a vase. A lovely Irish lady who's got a fabulous Derry accent, who we eventually could decipher. But I hope you're doing well, Kay. Thoughts are with you. So centre there, just re-jigging the centre, and again. So the first application really bleeds off and does its own thing, and then following on from that, then we firm up the ideas and the actual picking out of individual lines. So there we go, it's rolling this round, picking things up, putting them down, strengthening pigment, getting that all on, and doing its little thing. Thank you very much, Marianne. Absolutely, yes. Unfortunately, Kay had quite a bad family issue while she was with us, so she did have to depart early, but what a fabulous lady. Right, there we go. So I've got all that on. A little bit of water now around the image, and this is where we're going to change it into a dramatic, from a quite light and delicate piece. Just look out and down there, pick off a little bit of excess again. Your little plops and clops, as we call them. Then, Dangerous Dave. Could you help us, Dangerous Dave? Yeah, of course I can. What do you want me to do, Andy? Well, actually, it's Andrew. And could you possibly put some dramatic colours on the back of this image, Dave? Of course I can, Eddie. It's no problem. No problem. It's slightly American and slightly from Birmingham. It's a crossover accent, we call it. So we're going to start off with ultramarine blue. Ultramarine blue. So there we go, ultramarine blue. Oh, my word, look how dramatic that is. Dragging it on. Great little movements there from Dangerous Dave. The dagger brush. Movement's quite important. If you deliberate again too long, it's too heavy and laboured. Throw it on and see what it offers you. Shaping. Now I'm just going to flip this over and use, oh my word, we are going bonkers or what? That is a little bit, or a lot of it, Perulian Violet. Shaping these items, leaves, whatever they may be. There we go, drag that down. Going dark this side. Scrape that across, guys. Just drop it down. Now this Dangerous Dave is absolutely chocker with pigment. Dragging that on. Let's straighten that up for you a bit. There we go, a bit more. There we go, wrong side, whatever. There you go. So got that on. Now just going to pop in with Miss Rigger. Thank you for the aplomb. Just dragging that on. So now using Miss Rigger because she's delicate and full of finesse, which is really a great thing because we can go in and pick out little pockets that we need. Dangerous Dave or Big Brian, flat fill, they're just actually too big for this area. Plonking that on. Again, so we're negatively shaping these little items as we go around. Don't look for perfection, it doesn't really exist, particularly in this. As perfection as in shapes, we don't need that. Little marks just tell a tale. Big ones tell a fast, overarching story, I think, rather than the little bits of repartee which these are. So look at us now just painting around these items and picking out the little things that matter. Yeah, and this is still all wet. If I put my hand on it, you'd see my fingerprints, and then you'd notify the police. No, you wouldn't. Well, maybe you would, I don't know. But that's not really the story. The story is these little bits of chasing around the image, yeah? Move it, move on to the next bit. Don't hang about too long. Try it with a 3-inch Haight Glen. Well, I'd love to. It's on a bigger scale, yes. Use an appropriate size implement brush for the size that you're actually working on. So if you're going to fiddle about with smaller brushes, because unfortunately Miss Rigger would get lost in a big scale image, she'd have to work too hard and she'd never be able to go to a cocktail party that evening, which would be an absolute disaster, as you know. So here we go. I hear you asking for a song, guys. I won't disappoint you. I'll try and do one in a second, and then we'll try and do two because we've got two going on. Let's have a little look. What have we got? I'm just going to put Tom Jones into my little computer and see what comes up. As you can see, going to be tapping away there. You can see this is all pre-planned, just while this sort of melee's about. All right, let's have a look. I'll just green. Oh, I know one. There's a simple one. You can all join in with this, guys. Let's have a little rest and see if we can do the green grass of home. Now that does seem quite appropriate, doesn't it? Because I'm back home. We've been to Wales. And we can have a little rest as well. So while we're doing this, in fact, I'm just going to throw a little bit of water onto the wet area. So throwing water onto the pigment, just going to move it around a little bit more, a few little splashes. That'll break it up a bit for me. And there, drag this across the glassware. In fact, a little bit darker on this side, so a big area, blending in. and just round the bottom. Absolutely, with percussion as well. I have my percussion. I've invested thousands in my percussion, but friends and family keep nicking percussion, but luckily I found it today. Just throw this on this side just for a second while we sing a little song. Are you ready, guys? Let's have a little look. What have we got? We've got Miss Rigger on shaker. And we've got Big Brian on maraca. A little variation for you. Oh, there's no stopping this, is there? Okay, how does it go? Right, okay, let's try. You ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The old hometown looks the same as I step down from the train, and there to meet me is my mama and papa. Down the road I look and there runs Mary. Here go down lips like cherries. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. Yes, and they'll all come down to meet me. I'll reach out smiling sweetly. It's good to touch the green, green grass of home. There we go, guys. A little bit of an interlude, just while things are drying a tad. So, quick question there of brushes. The brushes went out today, so the sets of the loose gang are on their way wherever you may be in the world. So we're hoping to maybe 3-4 days, hopefully. Just give me a bell or just give me a note as to the arrival, because we're sending a long way, but they're on the way, guys, all in the post. And you'll very, very soon have your Miss Riggers, Dangerous Daves, Big Brian, Flat Phil, and they do help you out. They're all by the same company, Pro Arte, exactly the ones that I'm using, but they've got the Dangerous Dave name on, they've got the Miss Rigger name on. One slight change about Miss Rigger, and I'll just show you right at the moment, is that Miss Rigger has had to move into a winter outfit. The winter outfit is a black stem, but she's got red shoes on, beautifully made red shoes. But we've had to do this as opposed to the red handle because they didn't do the longer stem in a red handle. So we've gone for this one, and it's exactly the same, just a slightly different colour. So in fact, I do have one Miss Rigger with me now, a new Miss Rigger in a new outfit. She's just had a quick change. So there she is. There is the Miss Rigger, all ready to rumble. And I don't know if you can see that, guys, maybe not focused in. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But anyway, Miss Rigger and my little names on the side, so you can get to grips with that one. So they're on the way, guys. Have no fear. So we've got all this on, guys. So all dark, rich, and a strong image. The strong image is quite often you think is difficult to do because you tinker about, you overpaint things. Get your light stuff on for a start, as shown, and then put your dark stuff on later on as the last part of it, rather than the first part, because it'll pre-predict the exact shapes you can work with, which you don't really want to do. You want to keep free and loose all the way through the process. and then you can carve out the negativeness or the negative benefit of painting. Really does show through. You can carve anything out a little bit later on. So there we go, guys. We'll throw a little bit more on. Let's have a look. So I'm just going back for a little bit of darker red. So I'm going for alizarin crimson. Throwing this on. This is just loose pigment. I say loose, wet pigment, just with a rigger. Miss Rigger. Oops, I always called her the rigger then. I really can't do that. She does know. Yes, I certainly will there, Patty. I'll mention it just at the end of the broadcast about if you are interested in the brushes, and I can certainly sort that out for you. So I'll let you know how you can go about that. So dragging that on. There we go, down. Flicking it on. And then a little bit of water now, just bleeding off. And this starts to give some deeper form to the object, yeah? So there we go. So just a quick update on various things, if I may, while we're just completing the image. I don't want to detain you or impose on anything at all. But I did have had a message from YouTube, where I have my subscription site, and I've been working on that for 2+ years, I think, working night and day on videos and everything. So if you have supported me on there, I really do appreciate it. I don't know if you've thought about going on there. Again, I really appreciate your support. But I had a message from YouTube to say that the YouTube channel, the subscription channel, will cease in a few weeks' time, which was an absolute shock to me. But the reason is they're reforming how they actually use YouTube in that sense. So there won't be subscription channels, particularly for my sort of work, available after November. So what I'm actually doing at the moment is I am having a brand new website built where all of my videos will be on, my full-length ones. I'll also be doing my live broadcasts from there and everything else. That's been built as we speak. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks that should be ready. So if you do want to join me on there for the subscription, well, for the full tutorials, please feel free to. I'll give you information of how to do that. It'll be for the same price. I think it's $4.99 in the UK and $6.99 US dollars. But if you want to keep with me, I'll put an easy link and we'll sort that out, guys. So no worries from your point of view. Quite a few from mine, but we keep smiling and we keep trying to do what's best, and that's enjoy the process. So I've just got Miss Rigger there flicking on a little bit of reflective red. Then a little bit of cerulean blue at the bottom. All of this very lightly done. Thrown on, moving it about, shaking it about, a bit like Elvis. And again, so I'm offering this as a little bit of shadow color as well. Thank you very much, Jerry. I shall tell you about what we're going to do, but it will all be pretty safe, I think, and it'll be far better for me, so I won't get into this situation again. These little marks here, they're just so simple and easy to do, but they drag the eye through the image. We negatively paint shapes. They're so simple, but you need to get on all of this on. So we're doing all this. I'll just run over that YouTube issue in just again at the end in a few moments. So again, I don't want to bore you with it, guys, but if you are interested in my stuff, I'll give you a safe haven to run to when my new bods have sorted it out. So just throwing this on, little dots and dashes, little marks all the way. It almost seems anything, almost seem any words I say that constitute a song, you leap on. Great balls of fire, like great balls of fire. There we go. Elvis, I might do, what about Suspicious Minds, guys? Let's have a go at that in a minute. Although I've never sang it before in my life. I'll have to look the lyrics up, but if you want me to do it, I'll give it a go. There we go. So drop this on, guys, flicking it on, moving it about. There we go. Okay, so we've got all that on, guys. Really, what it's done is picked out. This is a very dark image, as in where we're getting everything to show through by the use of the negative painting. So please do have a go at this steadily. The image, the broadcast will be rebroadcast. You can watch it 1,000,000 times if you like, 4,300,000 if you want to. But let's have a little look. But the key to this really, ultimately, guys, is to do it repetitively. Do it for fun, do it for enjoyment. Is the key thing. Enjoyment is the key thing. I'm still with you, guys. I'm just tapping away. I'm the slowest. I must be the slowest typer in the world. Right, okay, guys. So I'll leave the image there. And if you know this one, I think it's Suspicious Minds by a guy, I'm not sure if you might not have heard of him in the States, a guy called Elvis Aaron Presley. Yeah, I've heard of him briefly, but I don't know if you guys have, but hopefully you have. So a little drink. Let's get the maracas ready to rumble. Are they still working? Are they still in one piece? Yes, I think they surely are. I think they surely are. Okay, guys. So here we go. So just before I do it, just no, Janet, what it'll mean is the subscription channel will disappear. That's the pay channel from YouTube, but the shorter versions will still be available. So I still will be on there in a different form, or the same form, but not the same. Okay, let's do a song, and then I'll talk about the YouTube in a second. Who? Absolutely. Who's Elvis Presley? Let's try and do this one. Okay. Bear with me, guys. We'll talk about it in a second. Okay, Suspicious Minds with the new Miss Rigger and the original Miss Rigger. They're going to do this one together. And they're going to do it with a little shaky thing. Yeah. And we're going to get on with this one. There we go. All right. All right, Elvis Presley. You can do it, guys. You can do it. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you doing to me when you don't believe a word I say? We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. So old friend, I know it's time to say hello. Oh, I still see suspicion in your eyes. There you go again, asking where I've been. You can see that you're the real you. We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't build our dreams on suspicious minds. Oh, let our love survive. Oh, dry these tears from your eyes. Don't let the good thing die. When, honey, you know I've never lied. Oh, no, I lied. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see what you're doing to me? I don't believe a word I say. We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can build our dreams of suspicious minds. There you go, guys. There you go. Elvis and Miss Riggers with an S. So, guys, just round up the painting. So, simple drawing, get your simple drawing down, little dot method. That's all you need to do, nothing complicated. Think of your light to darks. Where's the light coming from? Yeah, throw it on quickly. Get Big Brian on the job. Get Dangerous Dave on the job. They can do it, they'll do it for you. And then call on the Rigger sisters, and also Flat Phil, he's in there and he's going to be doing an awful lot more to help out with the paintings. Be dramatic. Get some drama into your images. Don't play it safe. There's no need to. Once you've played it safe, or rather once you've been dramatic, you can actually go back and it's easier to do the softer stuff. So push your boundaries a bit. It's a good thing to do. So thank you so much for joining me, guys. Really do appreciate it. I do hope you find the evening slot in the UK works well for you. Do let me know. I'm always interested, and I'm always trying to do things to help out and make it work for you, particularly time-wise. I know people were very early before, so hopefully this is a bit better, and we'll see how all this goes. Like I say, I'll just refresh the idea, or what the message was about the YouTube. The YouTube subscription channel, where all my full-length videos are, will be closing due to YouTube's decision, nothing to do with me. But what I will be doing is offering all of my tutorials from a new website, which will be andrewgeesonartist.com. I'll put a link down. It's not ready yet, so you can go there and see where it is, but it's not fully yet ready. But they will no longer be on YouTube, the long, full versions. There'll be a link on there, but my videos will be on Patreon as well, so I'll put a little link on there. That's in various stages. That's a donation site, which is down to your individual choice of the level you'd like to go in at. So hopefully we'll get over these next few weeks, but suffice to say, all the people in Wales, you know who you are. Really good people, real fun people, and real big hearts. Great to meet you and great to work with you. So the Welsh Loose Ladies, I hope you're doing well, and keep painting and keep at it. Anything else I need to tell you? Yes, brushes as well, guys. I've got those in, and they're actually going pretty well. So if you do want to get hold of some brushes, that's Dangerous Dave, Miss Rigger, Big Brian, and Flat Phil. Just drop me an email, and there is a little message or a little line under the video. It should be with my email address, which is Andrew Geeson Andrew Geeson Artist at yahoo.co.uk. Just send me a message. I'll send you some information back about how to pay and what to do. In the UK, they are £35, and in the US, well, they're £35, and then there's postage on top, depending wherever you are. So postage on top of £35 will secure you your own set of the Loose Gang. So thanks again, guys. You are super. Do appreciate your support. I really do. I don't just say that. It keeps me going as well as I hope it keeps you going. So we're both benefiting from this. I'm going to put this on as the challenge this week on the Facebook site. So if you're up for a challenge, and I know you always are, have a go. Post away. Be brave. Be brave in your painting. It does help. It does help. There's nothing to lose and there's all to gain. It really is a good thing. So do take care, folks. Have a fabulous week, and I shall see you at the same time, 7 p.m. UK time next week. And Facebook away. Take care. Have a great week. Be kind to yourselves and be kind to everyone you know. Take care, guys. See you soon.